Want to send a message out thanking the membership this Labor Day weekend. And obviously, Monday, Labor Day, is an important day for all of us. So, thanks to the membership for all that you do and all the support you give to me and the rest of our executive board, and specifically, more importantly, the negotiating committee at this point in time. I wanted to talk about negotiations a little bit as well. The company's proposal on scope is not just subpar, it's actually quite scary what they want to do, or at least what it looks like they want to do, and that is to begin the outsourcing of what is or what we know as line maintenance. And that is by building facilities south of the border in places like Mexico City, Santiago, Chile, Sao Paulo, Brazil, so on and so forth, where they just convert the jobs we currently do here down to South America and have people down there replace us. Basically, instead of hiring replacement people up north of the border in America, they look to be planning on doing that south of the border if we allow it, and that's through negotiating an agreement that has language that is wide open on scope. The more I think about it, the more that I've read it, the more it actually scares me, because that provides us no protections on anything, including field trips. I know field trips don't happen every day, but they're an important part of what we do. And in reality, the way they've written their proposal, I guess they could field trip people up north and have them do work that way too. Well, what does that look like if they start sending field trips from Mexico City to Dallas, to New York, to Miami? How would the membership react to that? I think the membership would react in a way that would be angry. But who should they be angry at? They should be angry at us, the union, if we were to allow such a thing, negotiating a contract for them that allowed for that type of things to happen. And so, while some may want to spin the story to fit the needs for let's just get a deal done, I think it's important for us at the bargaining table to be a little bit more clear on why we can't just go with the company's thought processes. And it's simple. They want to eliminate us. They'll have us in the cities that they talk about, but how many of us still exist? Handfuls, a couple hundred, where we had, 800, say, at Dallas. We've already shrunk far enough based on bankruptcy, and in fairness, we don't need to concede anymore. What we need to do is take a position that says, this is where we are, and this is the minimum we're willing to accept anymore going forward. Seniority needs to be what it was in the past, meaning people coming in the door, they replace the people that leave based on seniority, and then you move up, and eventually you get to a better position, better days off, better work area. And when I say better, that's, again, optics. It could be somebody on nights having weekends just as much as somebody on days having middle of the week off. Everybody's a little different, but the fact of the matter is, if we don't have the work to do, and they start building hangars in these other locations, and I know they'll say they're not, but they're already doing it in Sao Paulo. They only want to put a roof over their head. Remember that statement. They don't want to bring any more people on. To hell they don't. They want to replace us with people south of the border. And it's just simply not going to happen through these negotiations, and hopefully it'll never happen in my lifetime, where we would just concede for the trinkets of money that they're putting on the table. And we're going to send a book out, if you wanted a copy of a book by electronic means, to read exactly how the company's going about doing this. And it's just laid out. It's not new. This has been done by design, and I guess they think that we don't pay attention to history. So the fact of the matter is we have the support of the pilots, we have the support of the flight attendants, we have the support of the agents, and we know that going into this. That's one of the things that we've worked on in the past. And we were there to support the flight attendants yesterday, because their fight's our fight. And believe me, what they did with their sick time is disgusting, and what they'll try to do with us is no different. So I just want to say again, thanks for the support you give. And this Labor Day, let's kick off a campaign moving forward that we're going to fight, and we need to fight for the best contract. We deserve the best contract. But we're going to have to fight for the best contract in the industry. And I don't want to hear about United, and I don't want to hear about Delta, and I really don't want to hear about anybody anymore from the company. What I want to see is them put on the table the best contract that they've promised us. Or else it's time for us to attack this company and attack the board of directors on replacing the people that are trying to take it away from us. And that is Robert Isom, and I'm going to call it square out in the face. I don't think Doug Parker's the enemy. I think Robert Isom is targeting himself to replace Doug Parker. The stock has dropped tremendously, while Scott Kirby and United Airlines stock has gone up. Why is that? I think that internally they have problems, and I've seen this before under past leadership. The people that aren't the CEO want to be the CEO. They're people that are in positions want to move up. It's about power. It's not about money. They're all multimillionaires. And the fact of the matter is, it's time for us to start calling people out, and let's just get down to business. And that is either bargain with us in good faith or deal with the consequence. And as a membership, we must start fighting back. We must show them that we're not willing to just roll over and accept mediocrity. We've been through bankruptcy. They've taken our pension. They've taken our retiree medical. They've escalated healthcare in proportions that, again, it does take a huge chunk out of everybody's paycheck. And it's ridiculous. And it must stop. And we must be the first group to step up and get this to stop. I understand the pilots and flight attendants didn't have an option. They both went through binding arbitration. There is no binding arbitration in these negotiations. And that binding arbitration, for the folks that are out there saying, well, the pilot's got a great deal and the flight attendant's got a great deal. Ask pilots and ask flight attendants, they'll tell you they didn't get a great deal. They were decimated in those negotiations. They got a little bit of money, but they lost a lot on the backside. The flight attendants never ratified their agreement. Keep that in mind. So let's not be scared about what's not happening, and let's just face facts about what is happening. We are in the fight of our lives, and we must continue to fight collectively and not get splintered by management who's trying to sell a bunch of BS. So we'll get back to the bargaining table whenever the company wants, and I've said that before. We'll meet whenever, wherever, as often as they want. They were able to get bankruptcy agreements done and concessionary agreements done in weeks, yet they can't get an agreement done to benefit our membership over years. That's by design, guys. That's by design. They don't want us to have anything. They want this fight. Let's take it to them. Labor Day, it begins. We're on.